30-day carnivore diet challenges are dumb. There's an increasing trend of YouTubers doing these 30 days of carnivore, and it has me really concerned. I've seen multiple videos where creators have done the so-called carnivore diet for 30 days, and the results of these videos are often predictable because this challenge, for the sake of experimentation, is often done extremely poorly with bad judgment. And then the creator goes off on how unsustainable the diet is, or they didn't like the side effects of the diet and they don't see it worth continuing. So today I'd like to kind of dig into that a little bit. I'm going to show you one of the videos I'm talking about. We're going to watch it together and I'm going to give you my thoughts. My name is Sunny. If you're interested in health, fitness, and longevity, stem cells, all the crazy things that have to do with your body and diet, especially the carnivore diet, check out my website, health.thesunnymachine.com. I'll put a link in the comments and description. If you guys want to help me out, you can subscribe and like the video and leave a comment.
One of the most notable things about the carnivore diet is people saying that they've lost weight. So what I'm going to do is weigh myself right here on this scale. We're going to use the same scale. I'm going to wear the same thing throughout the carnivore diet when I'm weighing myself. And then we're going to see how much my weight changes.
Here we go. So we're already jumping in. We're already jumping in with weight loss being the goal. Weight, you know. Okay. All right.
I'm future Tiffany with the weave finally gone. I'm going to be reflecting on everything that happens throughout this video, documentary style. Seeing 269.6 on the scale made me feel, well, fat for one. I was definitely at a stalemate with my weight loss for these past couple months.
That's relatable so far, at least. I've been on the scale before, and I used to weigh over 300 pounds, and I hated that feeling too. So we get you. I understand that.
Me and Ricardo got some really good things for the carnivore diet. If you want to see that video, you can click the video in the corner. But for now, we're going to move on to
more pork. That's a lot of omega-6s, though.
Now, firstly, you might see this sweater a lot. I wear this sweater all the time, so y'all, I'm not nasty.
All right.
It's just a sweater that I wear often. Now, secondly, I am peeing a lot. Last night I had to pee a lot. And then in my mind, I was thinking, oh my God.
Okay, this is extremely common with people who change their diet. That their body has to adjust to the new diet. This is probably true for most diets. You're going to have some sort of physiological change in your sweating, in your urination, in your defecation. All the bodily functions are going to be changing. And if this is your first time doing a keto or carnivore, which is a ketogenic diet, you're going to be popping in and out of ketosis fairly often, if not in for long periods of time, and your body is going to be dumping a lot of water weight. It's going to be dumping a lot of electrolytes, and your metabolism is shifting. So there's all kinds of stuff happening in your body that's going to change the way it normally functions. That's to be expected.
Something wrong? Like, do I have diabetes? Like, y'all ever be like that? Like, you'd be like, oh my God, I have a splitting headache. Am I having a stroke? Like, if you're like that, like, leave a comment down below in the comment section right now. But yeah, I have anxiety about health issues, like, all the time. I don't know if you guys ever go on Google to see if you have cancer.
Hypochondria.
Oh, why does my shoulder hurt? I probably just slept on it wrong.
All right.
Let me look it up. In the book. Y'all, I'm feeling kind of hungry right now. Not like, ravenous hungry, but still like a little hungry. So what I'm going to do is just warm up the rest of this bacon wrapped chicken that I had for dinner last night.
Bacon wrapped chicken. So it looked like, what was that, like 2 pieces of bacon? Okay, so this is not enough fat for the carnivore diet, first of all. Although, so there's another problem here. She didn't talk at all about a transition phase getting into the diet. So if your first few meals in the carnivore diet are going to be high fat, straight off just transitioning, you're asking for trouble. And we're gonna see that in a bit here. But yeah, this is just some bacon and chicken. This looks just like chicken is super lean in the first place. Even when you get the fattier parts, it's just super lean. So this does not look like enough fat for any person to be sustained satiated on this diet. So she's talking about cravings right now. Of course, she's having cravings. She's hungry. She's not eating enough fat.
I had for dinner last night, and I'm gonna have it with a side of butter, and
All
then
right, so
see if
some
it quenches
butter.
my cravings. All right, y'all, here we go. We've got some
You're
chicken,
gonna have
butter,
cravings.
and
That's
some
just
bacon
part
on
of
real
being
quick.
alive.
I decided to do this because people swore that eating a stick of butter would help curb their cravings, and I don't want to eat a stick of butter, so I decided to have a tablespoon of it with my dinner from last night, and it was pretty good.
Hey, y'all, it's still day 2. It is
Butter
now
tastes good.
nighttime. I
Cool.
just had
Go
my
figure.
first bowel movement, and I figured that I might as well update you guys on that.
Here we
I
go.
haven't had any diarrhea. I was mistaken. I
Yeah.
don't really have bowel issues like
Okay. So obviously she's gonna talk about having a ton of diarrhea on the carnivore diet. Here's your first mistake. You shouldn't go cold turkey into a brand new diet. This is just basic. Like your body has been, used to the food, the random American food, high seed oil, low fat, or whatever, just mixed fat and carbohydrate diet that you've been eating probably your entire life. You do not want to suddenly overnight change your diet. You will get diarrhea. You'll probably have a little bit of a stool change doing any kind of transition from any diet, no matter what you do. But if you go from eating relatively moderate fat or mixed carbohydrates and fats to a high fat diet, uh, you're going to just upset your microbiome. You're going to upset your gut. Your gut is not going to be used to that. The amount of bile that your body makes is going to have to shift. And it's going to take a while for your body to kind of sort all of these changes out. You should never go into a brand new diet overnight. Never. You should not do that. What you should do is transition over a period of 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks, depending on, you want to kind of watch your body and see what's going on with it. You don't want to wake up one day and have had cereal and pasta and pizza and breadsticks the day before, and the next day just start eating a carnivore diet. That is, you're just asking for trouble. What you really want to do is give yourself a period of either priming, or you can just call it a transitionary period. Take all the food you would normally eat, try to eat healthier maybe than when you normally would, but say you're going to have a sandwich. Well, eat half the amount of the bread and the vegetables on the sandwich that you normally would. Like the things you're going to cut out of your diet, cut them in half for the first week. Then the next week, cut that in half. Then the next week, cut that in half. And then the next week, maybe sprinkle it in a day and then take it out entirely. You want a transitory period so that your microbiome has time to adjust to the shift in the diet. Otherwise, you're going to end up with diarrhea. That's just you did this to yourself because you didn't do it right.
often, pretty much never at all. So I tell you guys, I was completely shocked when I found out that my bowels were actually going to be wilding on this diet. That's
It's
definitely
not the
something that I did
diet.
not.
First of all, this is very important. This was not the diet. This was how you started eating differently. That's it. That's what did this. The carnivore diet did not give you diarrhea. It was your choice to start and change your diet overnight. That is what gave you diarrhea. It was a different mistake. The diet is not a mistake. You gotta very very clearly. You've been feeding your body, and your body is so incredibly amazing at dealing with the toxins and the crap and all the garbage you put in. You could put in so much garbage and live for a very long time, and it tries to keep you alive. It tries to keep everything balanced. But that's a hormonal system. There's a lot of things going on in your body that make you survive all these toxins and all this crap you're putting in. If you suddenly remove all that stuff, things are going to shift, and it's going to be uncomfortable. Your body's going to want to be getting rid of things left and right. It's going to be, your metabolic system's going to be shifting around. Like literally, things in your DNA change when you change your diet. You have to give yourself time here. You can't expect that your body has been built to resist all this crap and garbage that you've been eating for so long, and then change to a clean, natural diet, an ancestral appropriate diet, a human physiologically appropriate diet, and have your body react in just a super positive way immediately. Other things in life are very much like this. Going to the gym and working out can be extremely healthy, the right kind of workouts. But the first time you go to the gym, you're going to get sore. You're going to be very sore, even on a carnivore diet. You're going to be very, very sore. This is normal. That's not your body telling you not to work out. That's your body adjusting to the new stuff. That's your body adjusting to the new effort and exercise that you're putting it through. You there's always something with these videos, man.
Enjoy something that I highly do not recommend, but for a lot of people,
Of
that's
course, who's
just
going to recommend diarrhea?
only one downfall to all the amazing things that the carnivore diet can do for them.
This is not a downfall of the carnivore diet. She's on day 2 or day 3 of the carnivore diet. This is day 3, day 3 of the carnivore diet. Day 3. And we're okay, all right.
It's day 3 of the carnivore diet.
She gave herself 3 days to get to 80% fat. First of all, you probably don't need to eat that much fat if you have a ton of body fat to lose in the first place. I would probably use a ketogenic diet and a ketogenic approach first for a while, and then transition to carnivore after that. If you're this heavy, the carnivore diet is a huge shift. The keto diet's a huge shift too, but you can kind of get a little closer to the standard American diet and have the transition be a little easier on your body. 80% fat, that's a huge change probably from what she was eating before.
Side for a change of pace. So I've noticed that I've been eating way too much protein in like the ratio with the fat I'm supposed to be eating. So I've been tracking
No, she
everything.
hasn't been eating enough fat. She's probably been eating the right amount of protein, but not enough fat, and probably poor protein choices. She's only showed us chicken so far, and pork.
In the Lose It app. My macros have been looking like 60-40 in terms of fat and protein. These past 2 days, my protein has been like,
So, real quick, let's just address this too. There's macros, like one of the nice things about the carnivore diet is that when you eat appropriate food for the species, the human species, you don't have to like measure macros and things like that. You just eat foods that are appropriate for the human until you're full. And sometimes you need to eat more than just once or twice a day, like a lot of influencers will tell you. It really depends on who you are. I can't eat once a day because I cannot eat enough in a single meal. I am full off of 4 eggs and a few slices of bacon. I am super full off of like a half a pound of ground beef and some sour cream. I get really full very quickly and very easily. Once a day doesn't work for me because I just can't get enough food, energy into my body. And so everybody's going to be a little bit different. If you're trying to lose a lot of weight, people will probably try to err on the side of not eating or fasting, and that's actually going to do more damage in the long term to your body and your metabolism. What you really want to do is get your body using energy. And if you have a lot of body fat to burn, you may not want to eat a ton of fat. You may want to eat enough fat so that you have, your body, you're kind of teaching your body to burn fat for energy. Burn is not the right word, but you utilize fat for energy. And your body's already used to doing this anyway, by the way. Your heart uses mostly fat for energy in the first place. Your body is used to using fat for energy. You just need to get more of your body adapted to using fat for energy. You don't need to take it all in your diet if you have a ton of body fat that you'd like to use. You can utilize your own body fat.
over 200 grams. I don't want to keep this up long term, especially for 30
Well,
days because of
200
all the
grams of
stress on my
protein is a
kidneys.
lot.
So I'm going to start putting more butter
I
beside.
don't know how tall she is, and I don't know what her lean body mass is. It's probably she probably needs to be eating roughly like 180 to 200 grams of protein a day if she wants to keep her lean body mass appropriate. She probably also that would be a decent amount of body mass for her. She seems like she's pretty tall. I don't know
My
though.
meals and then lay back on the chicken because I think what I'm doing is pairing a red meat with a lean meat and then like eating all that for dinner. I don't think I need all that. I think I can really just have like, a good steak or something, then maybe have like some bacon and the butter, some butter on the side.
Hi, y'all. So it's night 4 on day 4 of the carnivore diet. And tonight for dinner, now, I'm in my pajamas. I mean, y'all have been watching me for 3 days already. I mean,
Well,
we're
three
pretty
days,
much
that's a
friends,
whole
right?
3 days of your life.
I made some baked chicken and then I have some
Again,
bacon.
chicken.
So, and then I have some of this sauce. Now, look, y'all might think me crazy for this, but it's melted butter with some sour cream in it. I know it sounds like kind
Sounds
of
fine to
basic,
me.
but trust me when I say it's actually good. And to top it off, I'm gonna take some of the juices
Chicken again.
from the baked chicken and then just drop it in there for a little seasoning. You know what I'm saying?
Not a big fan.
But yeah, this is dinner for night 4. Just wanted to show you guys this, and hopefully you like it.
That butter and sour cream sauce will change your life.
It's day 5 of the carnivore diet, y'all, and I just got checked out at the doctor. So I'm gonna be tested for PCOS. If I'm insulin resistant, or
Right.
more insulin resistant, especially because of the PCOS, then the carnivore diet is really something that I need to be looking to do for a longer period. The number 2 update is I was, crapping earlier, and my stool looked borderline black, and I was just like, oh my god, what's happening? Everything's fine. It's just a normal effect of your stool just messing around.
So many people in my comment section were telling me about all their health issues that were just fixed and cured by doing the carnivore diet. So I got my test done from my doctor. And
Okay. A week, like 1 week into the diet, you're expecting your body to have like what cured itself of cancer and polycystic ovarian polyps and what are you actually expecting to happen after a week of changing your diet? 1 week? Let alone the fact that 30 days of the carnivore diet is not enough. 30 days on any diet is not enough. You could do 30 days of anything. And that's not a measurement of anything. That's one of my biggest problems with these 30-day challenges. 30 days is not enough time. 90 days is barely enough time to get started with the carnivore diet. That's after you've actually started too. That's actually after you've like set up and done the transition. So you don't start the carnivore diet on week 1, 2, and 3. You started after 3 weeks of transitioning into the carnivore diet, and then maybe 90 days later you will see some benefit. Third, oh,
insulin was fine, my blood glucose was fine, and I had no signs of PCOS. The only thing that was
a
messing up me were
weekend.
my hormones. I have hormonal issues for sure, but they weren't due to things like PCOS. There's always a chance that it can be due to like my thyroid or something. But the only time that I actually had these menstrual issues were when I started college, and then I gained a lot of weight in a short amount of time.
Well, you're probably eating a bunch of
Hey guys, I was just finishing my
garbage.
food when I realized that I wasn't hungry anymore. Now I don't have that much left. I just have, if you guys can see it, I have 2 strips of bacon and a half left.
Well, I would eat those
But
first.
and I finished the pork chop, and I guess I have like some of the sauce left. And that's the thing about binging, it's like you have this urge to really feel satisfied and stuff. Like you have this urge to just be full. Otherwise, you just aren't secure. It's hard to like explain in comparison to what I was eating like the first time I started.
Okay, this is nice that she's talking about one of the benefits of eating, an appropriate diet. One of the benefits of eating an appropriate diet for our species is that you can get really full and you're not actually overeating.
I had a pork chop with the bacon wrapped chicken and then cheese, and I finished all of that except like one piece of chicken with the bacon wrap. And then the next day I had the pork chop,
More
2
chicken.
drumsticks, and then the bacon wrapped chicken. So it's like this is a drastic decrease. Now,
She's eating way too much
I
chicken and
really
pork.
haven't binged, and it feels foreign. It feels crazy to not really eat that much.
This is a reason why people push the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs thing that Ken Berry talks about. And it's right. You really need to make beef, butter, bacon, and eggs the staple of your carnivore diet if you're going to do this right. Chicken and pork can be kind of added in once or twice a week, maybe. If that. You can have probably bacon all the time, but I would say that shouldn't be the basis. Like if you're having bacon, it's because you're probably eating eggs or a steak or burgers or something. Like ruminant meat and eggs are the most nutritionally dense, and they're superfoods basically. You need to make the staple of your diet, the base of your diet, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
Much throughout the day and be like, I'm like actually okay. Like I don't need to stuff myself just to feel secure and safe. Like, I feel fine. It feels empty. It feels like I've lost a part of myself. But I think it's not a bad thing. It's like getting rid of that toxic X. Yeah, tenfold my hunger has decreased.
Okay,
100%.
that's good.
And I want to comment on that as the video goes on because the carnivore diet definitely had some rude awakenings for me that I was not.
Okay, so she's less hungry, and this is because she's become less leptin resistant. Her brain is able to receive the leptin signals from the lowered insulin levels. This is pretty straightforward. She's not as hungry because she doesn't have signals from her brain going out telling her body, hey, you need to eat, because her brain knows she's full.
Expecting. What I mean by that, you guys, is there were times that I was skipping entire days and not eating. Like I wouldn't eat for an entire day. For example, I would eat dinner at like 8 p.m. one day, and that was my only meal of that day. And then I would eat again like 9 p.m. the next day. And there
Yeah.
were times when I was like, I don't want to eat at all. You guys, when I tell you, I was so tired of meat. I thought that I would love this diet so much. It wasn't giving for me. It was not giving. You know what day it is? It's officially day 8 of the carnivore diet.
Day
I've done
8.
this for longer than a week, longer than the first time I uploaded this video. Anyway, this is
Okay, let's address something she just said. She's tired of meat. Well, that's not why you don't eat food for excitement. That's not what food is about. Food is not supposed to be about. Food is not supposed to be how you live your life. You're not supposed to live your life trying to be making it fulfilled with food. And food, how long does a meal actually last? You eat a meal for 20 minutes or less? Most of my meals last probably 5 to 10 minutes. I eat twice a day. A normal American meal might last half an hour to 45 minutes, but a lot of that's just waiting for the food to arrive at a restaurant and eating bread before it shows up, right? I don't think that the carnivore diet is supposed to be a substitute for that traditional cultural style of eating. It's a shift away from seeing food as a cultural celebration and doing it for health and nutrition. And so you eat food to nourish your body, to be full, and for health. I'm not going to go downstairs later and eat dinner and think, oh God, I'm going to eat red meat again. I've been doing this for almost 2 years now. I can't believe I have to eat more red meat. I'm just going to be hungry enough to eat whatever I'm going to cook. And it's going to be probably ground beef. And I'll eat it. And it'll be good. It'll taste good when I eat it. You can't let the mind, these psychological, cultural things that slip in. Oh, I'm so tired of meat. I can't believe I have to eat meat again. I really need some variety. You're 8 days into this thing. That's not even that far in. Of course, you're still kind of attached to the old way of eating where you're like, oh, what am I going to have today? Am I going to have Chinese food? Am I going to have a cheesesteak? Am I going to have... Well, you need to add variety. You can add variety, actually, into a carnivore diet. You can make carnivore foods, carnivore cheesesteaks. You can make carnivore breads, egg white breads. You can make... There's all kinds of foods that you can eat on the carnivore diet that can help you kind of have that level of variety. And you don't have to do a full, strict carnivore diet unless you have major health issues and you have food intolerances and things like that. If you're relatively just trying to lose weight and be healthy, you can, use a couple of things here and there that are, maybe not totally on the carnivore diet. Plenty of carnivore people drink coffee, they use garlic, they'll roast some onions or tomatoes here and there. It's, you have to figure that out for yourself, obviously, what you want to do with your body and how you want to do things. But if you're just going to judge whether or not a diet is working based on how much variety is in the diet, that you have the wrong goal. Go back to eating Chinese food and be okay being sick and overweight and fat. I don't advise that, but these are your options.
This is just a reminder for you guys, if you're interested in any of the food that I've eaten or want to try anything for yourself, I've left some commission links in the description box below for anything that you might want to order or check out. So like I said, I'm on day 8 and I actually haven't eaten today. I don't know if that's because I ate a late dinner. I mean, I probably ate dinner at like around
8
9 or
days.
10,
This is like
and
no
it's now
time.
about 5 p.m. So I woke up, I wasn't hungry this morning. Come on, y'all know big girls love to eat. That's all I'm saying. Ricardo has been having like diarrhea, and I'm assuming that that's like an effect of the carnivore diet because Ricardo never has diarrhea. Like, he is immune to diarrhea. Leave a like on this video if you like Ricardo. Actually, let me go get him. So I was just wondering what your bowel movements were like.
So for the first week, I had a like slight diarrhea happening, and then just got back regular.
Oh, it got back regular for you?
Yeah.
I say he messed up the whole time. Y'all heard it from him. I guess it really depends on the person, because mine did not get better.
It really does, because I was like genuinely okay like for the next couple weeks.
Okay. Well,
So it's day 31 of the carnivore diet. Is March 5th.
she skipped all the way to the end.
So you may notice that my hair is gone. Yeah, I took it out like about 2 weeks ago, and I actually weighed it on my food scale just to see how much it weighed. So it came up to about approximately a pound. Yep, my hair is gone. My period is also on, and I've also drunk a cup of water already. My sleep schedule is pretty wild, which is why we're doing this at like 4:20 a.m. We're just gonna see how much weight I lost.
Ooh. Not that much.
So, final thoughts on the carnivore diet.
Here we go.
For me, I don't think it's something that's sustainable for me. Like, it's not something that I would continue to do after the 30.
Okay. Not sustainable. I did a carnivore diet for 30 days and I've decided it's not sustainable. This is probably the most common thing that you'll hear from people who do these 30-day challenges, and why I really despise these 30-day challenges. What is not sustainable about the carnivore diet? What, you need variety. You need to eat more than meat. So you need to be eating a bunch of crappy foods rather than you need to be healthy. Like, this is what you're telling us. You're telling us you actually need, you can't sustain. What is unsustainable about the carnivore diet? This is the proper human diet. This is the diet you're supposed to be eating. The only reason it's unsustainable to you is a psychological reason. It's your mind. There's something in your mind telling you that you can't do this for the rest of your life. But the trick is here, you don't have to do it for the rest of your life. You just have to do it for the next meal. And then once you have that meal, the next meal. And then once you have that meal, the next meal. You just take it one meal at a time. You just eat what's appropriate for the human species at every meal, and you're good to go. Stop looking at your life like it's this entire, existence. Like, oh, I can't do this forever. Well, you don't live forever. You're not going to experience everything all at once. You get to do this one step at a time, one meal at a time. And guess what? It is sustainable. It's actually incredibly sustainable because you're not hungry all the time. Your health issues go away. Your weight normalizes. Your lean body mass increases. Your hormones correct themselves. Your metabolic systems correct themselves. You stop yourself from having heart attacks and strokes. You get healthier. This is what's going to happen to you. How is that not sustainable? Are you saying it's more sustainable to eat crappy food and have diabetes or have heart attacks and have strokes, have Alzheimer's? That's more sustainable? That's not sustainable either. This is just a ridiculous statement.
Days. What about you, Ben?
No, definitely not for me. I was okay with it, because I was doing it with you. Because I know for you were getting tired of eating meat. But for me, it was just more so of like food.
Like by day 30. Were you tired of it?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I was not tired of it. I've never done diets ever. So it was definitely new.
I would be tired of eating all that chicken.
A nice enjoyment that I can see myself doing again, but not longer than 30 days.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very different experiences. That's
Really
crazy.
is, yeah.
That is so crazy.
So this is the problem. 30 days is just not enough time to make a proper assessment on what this diet does for the human body. I've been doing this diet for over almost 2 years. In July, it'll be 2 years. We're in May right now. So pretty close to 2 years. And I'm still seeing physical and mental health benefits that are changing in me up to this point. And I still think those health benefits are going to proceed into the future even still. You got to look at it a couple of different ways too. Like, if you eat a bunch of crappy, unhealthy foods, you're probably going to end up with diabetes and heart disease and strokes and all kinds of other issues. And if you eat the carnivore diet, you don't end up with having diabetes and strokes and heart disease. Those are also health benefits that accumulate over the course of you doing the diet long term. Now, do you have to do a carnivore diet to be healthy? No, I don't think you do. But I do think you need to do some sort of proper human diet, which would be on a spectrum of keto, ketovore, carnivore. I think some people can tolerate some vegetables and foods and fruits and things like that here and there. Do I think they're optimal? No. But I don't think you have to do an optimal diet unless you absolutely, that's what your goal is. My goal is to be as close to an optimal diet as possible. I do sprinkle in things here and there, but it's not the bulk of my diet. I eat like 98, 99% meat and beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And I think that's appropriate for people who want to have the best, health and still sprinkle in that variety on the food. You can make the carnivore diet sustainable and you can make a proper human diet sustainable, but you should not judge whether or not this diet works on 30 days. You shouldn't do 30 days of anything and make a decision when it comes to like exercise, health, and physiology. 30 days is not enough time. 90 days is barely enough time to get started.
I didn't think that you you liked it.
We have the strips.
Yep, we had I didn't tell them about that, but we had the ketosis test strips, and we were testing if we were in keto, and it was a scale from like small to large, and ketosis, my bad. And we were always in like the large section of the ketones in our body.
Right. Yeah, it's a good diet. Just see for yourself.
And if you like Ricardo, leave a like on this video. Tell them things. So leave a like on the video.
All right, that's the end of the video. So I guess my summary thoughts is I'm just really hoping that people don't use these 30-day challenges as a measurement for whether or not something works. It is, I think, a dangerous precedent to start. And in some sense, there are some creators that I respect and I like that have kind of put those challenges out there saying, just try it for 30 days and see how you feel. There's usually that kind of thing works when the person has some kind of major health issues, because the carnivore diet does help alleviate major health concerns. And switching your diet overnight might give you diarrhea, and it might give you some of these other issues, and you might deal with cravings and things like that in the beginning. But if you're looking to get rid of maybe like severe allergies, your sleep apnea, sleep issues, autoimmune conditions, the trade-off, those things, the negative side of going quickly into the carnivore diet and trying it for 30 days can actually seem like not so bad to people who have these debilitating or lifelong conditions that they're really just tired of dealing with. I think, though, in general, if you're just trying to lose weight and you feel generally healthy, you don't have major depression or anxiety that you're trying to get rid of, you don't want to change your diet overnight. And most people don't want to change their diet overnight anyway, because you can alleviate these so-called side effects by doing a proper transition. It's very frustrating to watch people who obviously want to get healthy. These two they tried the carnivore diet, but I would say they didn't give it a fair try and they didn't do it right. So now they have this bias and this judgment that they're going to go forward with when they found the diet that will work for them, that is sustainable and that they can do for the rest of their life if they do this right and they approach it properly. But they're going to walk away from this experience thinking, oh, I tried that for 30 days and it didn't really work for me. It's really sad. This is one of the reasons why it's probably actually a good idea to get involved with with the carnivore community and do a bunch of research before you make decisions like this. Don't just watch one or two videos on the carnivore diet and then think, okay, well, I'm going to try this, and then just go jump into it. Do as much research as you can and try to get involved and ask questions and talk to other people who have done this diet or are doing this diet, and find as much information out there as you possibly can so that you can do this well and you can approach it properly, because this is actually really important that people don't make this mistake and then walk away with the wrong bias towards something that's actually an incredible tool for health, longevity, and that's all I got. Find a health coach. If you're interested in talking to me, you can visit my website, health.thesunnymachine.com. Send me a message. There's a contact form on there, and I'd be happy to talk to you about my experience and, coach you if you're looking for that kind of thing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.